She thought she was testing how much I cared for her, but in the end, she only discovered how far she could go to humiliate herself. It all started on a Friday evening, the kind of night that feels heavy, right before the rain breaks loose. She stood in the living room, her hands trembling around her phone, her voice steady but breaking at the edges. "I think we should take a break," she said. The silence that followed stretched too long. Even the ticking clock sounded louder than her heartbeat. I studied her face, the faint smirk trying to hide uncertainty, the flicker in her eyes that betrayed it all. That wasn't sorrow. That was theater. She believed she was setting a trap. What she didn't know was that I'd already seen it coming. We'd met 7 years ago, under dim streetlights and fragile dreams. She had that look, someone bruised by love before. She seemed kind, careful, honest. Or so I believed. I didn't just build her a home. I built her a safe place, a future. I was reliable, the man who kept promises. Her friends didn't like that. They craved chaos, the kind who said, "Test him. See if he'll chase you." The type who confuse loyalty with weakness. I saw their poison long before she did, but I stayed quiet. You learn more by observing than by reacting. The first sign appeared one evening, reflected through Lena's phone screen in the hallway mirror. I was passing by and caught a glimpse of her chat, her group of friends plotting. "Just tell him you're done. If he begs, he's loyal. If not, he's cheating already." They laughed. She typed, "He won't see it coming." She was wrong. I had already seen it all. That night, I didn't confront her. I kissed her forehead, smiled, and said, "I love you." Because I did. But love without respect is a chain, and I'm no one's captive. So I began my own quiet experiment, careful, invisible, precise. I shifted a few things, changed her phone's backup location, logged into our shared cloud, and synced her call records. I wasn't looking for guilt. I was searching for proof. What I found wasn't betrayal. It was something worse. Immaturity disguised as cruelty. Screenshots of messages, laughing about their little game. They called it the loyalty test. I called it the exit sign. So when she finally said, "I think we need a break," I looked at her like she'd just confessed to a sin. "You sure about that?" I asked quietly. She froze for a second, just enough for me to see the doubt flicker. She expected me to panic, to plead, to crumble. Instead, I nodded. "All right," I said, picking up my keys. "Let's make it official." Her face faltered. "Official? What do you mean?" "If we're testing each other, let's do it properly," I replied. "I'll pack tonight. You can keep the house." Her lips parted in shock. "Wait, no. That's not what I meant." But I was already walking out. She wanted drama. I gave her silence. A response she couldn't script. That weekend, I filed for a legal separation, quick, neat, final. I moved half the savings into my own account, left her the furniture, the comfort, and the quiet she wanted so badly. Her friends didn't see it coming either. The screenshots she'd bragged about in their group chat, the ones mocking me, ended up in her father's inbox. The same man who once said, "She's your problem now." I suppose she became his again. A week later, she came to my office, makeup streaked, voice trembling. "It was supposed to be a joke," she cried. "They told me." "They told you to trick me," I said. "And you agreed." Her tears didn't move me. It's hard to pity someone when you've read their rehearsed cruelty. She reached for my hand, but I pulled it away. "I loved you enough to trust you," I told her. "You loved me enough to test me." Her breath hitched. The silence between us was heavy, earned through betrayal. Then I smiled. "You did pass one test, though," I said. "You showed me exactly who you are." When she realized the full extent, my legal actions, the messages I shared, the financial separation, her face turned pale. Her game had cost her everything. She left the office like it was on fire. Soon after, her friends abandoned her too. No one likes being dragged into exposure. Screenshots burn faster than guilt ever could. Months later, she still sends messages like, "I miss us." I never respond. Silence, I've learned, is the sharpest revenge. You can't shame a man who has mastered the art of letting go. They wanted to see if I'd fight for her. I did, just not the way they imagined. I fought for my peace. And I won. They tested my love. I tested their limits. Guess who failed?